What's going on, everyone? I'm Sridhar, and thank you for joining me here at RosterWatch. Today, I'm going to break down some wide receivers who could see an uptick in targets in 2021 that you should be targeting in your fantasy football drafts this year. Let's start with Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen. He saw 147 targets last year, one of the most in the NFL. To put it in perspective, Davante Adams was the top scoring fantasy wide receiver last year, saw 149 with the Packers. Keenan Allen is sure to see an uptick this year, and I think he could see north of 170 targets. You know why? Hunter Henry is no longer in town. That leaves some targets vacated that Keenan Allen could eat up, and the arrival of new offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi. He was previously the quarterbacks coach with the New Orleans Saints, and he helped develop the chemistry between Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara, two pass catchers that we loved in fantasy football. Justin Herbert is sure to take the leap in year 2 with the Chargers. I think he's going to be passing the ball a lot to Keenan Allen, and I'm planting my flag right now. I think Keenan Allen is going to be a top 3 fantasy wide receiver this season. Moving on to the Carolina Panthers. Robbie Anderson sneakily saw 136 targets last year with the Panthers. He gets his old pal Sam Darnold back. 2 years with the Jets. Robbie Anderson saw 94 and 95 targets with Sam Darnold under center. I think Darnold is an upgrade from Teddy Bridgewater last season, and he could see north of 160 targets this year. Another new offensive coordinator here with the Panthers, Joe Brady, is in town. Joe Brady previously was working with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson at LSU, and we all know how that turned out. Justin Jefferson, the top rookie wide receiver last season, and Jamar Chase, a top 5 pick in this year's NFL draft, who's sure to shine with the Cincinnati Bengals. Robbie Anderson right now being drafted in the 6th or 7th round. This is incredible value for a wide receiver who could potentially end up giving you wide receiver 1 numbers this year. Lastly, one of the biggest dart throws, I think, in fantasy football right now, and that is Brandon Cooks. He saw 119 targets with the Texans last year. He has absolutely no competition in the wide receiving room with the Houston Texans. Will Fuller is no longer in town, but what's muddying the situation here is the quarterback play. Yes, we know the ongoing situation with Deshaun Watson, and we are unsure if he's going to be the starting quarterback week 1 for the team. If he is, this is incredible upside for Brandon Cooks. If not, Tyrod Taylor is still a very capable quarterback, and we expect the Texans to be trailing in most of their games this year. And what does that mean? They're going to have to throw the ball a lot to get back into games. And who better than throw the ball to than Brandon Cooks, the only good wide receiver on that team right now? Maybe some of these rookies they drafted shine and give you value late in drafts, and maybe their dynasty stashes. But for right now, Brandon Cooks in the 7th round, maybe even the late 6th, I think is a dart throw you have to take. You're going to take him as your wide receiver 3 or 4, who could potentially give you wide receiver 2 numbers at the end of the year. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm Sridhar, and this has been Roster Watch.